and of Roblox?
Bond. Does it have to be positive?
Well, fond is usually positive, like something that, you're affectionate about.
That's a good question. Something that I'm happy about. I'm pretty happy about the first time I DevX on this game because I remember I've been playing Roblox for almost 12 years. Oh, no, I've been playing for 12 years, and I would have never thought I'd make money off of playing this game. I think it was right during revamp. No, it wasn't. It was right after Easter 2019. It was my first DevX. Then it just kind of went uphill from there, luckily.
Okay, Baymax said, why the alpha and beta cubes?
Why?
Why?
So we can have proof that people actually played and then just joined the lobby. Because Alpha and Beta Cubes, I think, spawned on wave like 11 or something, or wave 8 or something like that. So you had to kill them to have proof that you kind of actually played the game. Or not like the other games. If you just joined the lobby or something, you're technically an alpha tester. No, you have to actually play and kill it. It wasn't hard, but you had to actually place towers. A lot of people didn't do that. Surprising.
Okay, Harvey Sands said, I don't know what this is in reference to, but it says, how hard did you stub your toe?
Yes, that's my answer to that.
Okay. Sonic Coconut asks, what is the main motive behind Squish?
The main motive behind Squish was to reduce overall number inflation because we were getting bosses at the time around 5 to 6 million health. And I was like, I don't want this to turn into a dungeon quest where I'm end up sitting bosses. If Nightmare were to get buffed and I have a boss with 10 million health with towers doing 5,000 DPS, the numbers are too big for a small team like this to kind of be handling, especially for new towers, because it was this revamp was just in a very awkward position where if you didn't have Temple or Mark II Temple, you didn't win any game modes you were on. You needed those two towers at all to just win anything. And Squish was to lower the high end towers, raise the low end towers, all to like a kind of like a middle point, and then bring cube health down. Cause it worked kind of. Obviously, the Squish was horribly rushed because that's when I was going to boot camp. I had like we updated Squish and I had a month to fix everything broken before I went to boot camp, and I was gone for 6 months after that. So Squish kind of was rushed. Not didn't it took a lot longer to fix everything than it needed to. So yeah, it was to reduce numbers, reduce overall numbers, and we've almost come full circle because now I have bosses back in the millions.
Okay, Silk Song Evil asked kind of what Hunter said. It says, how's your day been? But we know you've been sleeping all day, so.
Yep,
Yours Vigo said, why defeat Rubik's Cube badge change to a welcome badge?
because Rubik's was the only boss at the time pre-revamp, and I knew there's going to be more than one kind of Rubik's. So we just changed it to a welcome badge because there's going to be so many different kind of bosses, and I didn't want to make like 50 different badges for killing each boss in the game because that sounds painful. So we just changed it to welcome badge. I think that was Rekka's idea.
Okay, Cherry Bomb asks, why does Dirt Magrin not have dev role even though he works on Cube Defense?
Because Dirt is not, I mean, he develops, but he's just, all he's really doing is changing numbers around. He's not really, I guess I
Building.
can't really say that either, but I mean, the dev role, it's still me and Red Guy are the developers, and I mean, there's community managers that work on games, but I can't make roles in the group since I'm only second in charge technically. So he's just community manager. I don't think he needs a whole dev role because cosmic development won't be Cube Defense won't be the only cosmic development game, and I'm pretty sure Dirt won't be the developer for much of the anything else we'll probably make. Maybe we'll see in the future. And then if I give him a dev role, I'm gonna denounce his community manager roles so he can focus on developing, and then I have to do all the process of finding new staff. And that's painful. Actually, it'd be your job to find new staff.
Oh joy. But I would find good stuff. Pro Sam asks, how is it being a Roblox dev?
It sucks, but it's also pretty good. It sucks in the terms of when Roblox decides to be obnoxious and they change something and don't announce it to anybody, or when their servers are so bad and you have thousands of people getting mad that your game broke, but it's all of the games on Roblox, but people are so tunnel vision that they don't see that. That's a little annoying. All the constant bugs, micro things breaking, balance changes. It's stressful a lot of times, especially on big updates like events. I mean, it's 50-50. It's rewarding, but it's also painful. And then you got to listen to community and all that, and I don't like I don't like listening to you guys all that much.
Gotta put up with me.
Yeah,
All right. Daniel Zella does this knee? Forgive me if I didn't say that right. How did you get to the point you want to create a tower defense game based on cubes, which makes the game unique?
his cubes are easy. I didn't so at the time there were a lot of tower defense games that were using zombies. So since I was head of graphical design, which is just a funny word for builder, I decided no humanoid towers because that's all the games had. Humanoid towers, and then I was like, no humanoid enemies. And that rule is 80% held to this day. The tower rule is absolutely held. I don't want any humanoid towers. We have some humanoid enemies, but that was just for red guy testing animations like Gloop, Glort, Blum Glort, and then all the little walkers.
They're
But
cute.
they're still made out of cubes, so it kind of cancels out.
Poop poop pop says why primed mini and nuclear sub cost billions?
Because I'm insane and hilarious.
Okay.
And I'm lazy because I didn't feel like digging in server storage for those pads. I just plopped them on and just made their gold cost a lot. Just save me time down the road.
Naughty Bear asks, what was the community like before beta?
Before beta, it was quiet. There was only about like 200 people in the Discord. I knew just about everybody in the Discord. There was no trolls, none of that. It was quiet and calm. A little hectic sometimes because we didn't have many staff at the time. It was pretty much me moderating the entire server up until probably after beta when I was like, I need more staff.
Deving with Emily says, what was the purpose for Last Cube Standing?
The purpose, so I think I released it in the summertime because I wanted to make a mode that carried people over from Easter to Halloween. Just a fun mode to just see how much just see people make strategies and all that to kill to do as much damage to this one cube as possible. Just a fun little small little game mode, and it went pretty well in on paper, but then in actuality, not so much. Because then I was alerted to all of the in-game glitches that people were abusing over the years that nobody has told me about. So I ended up patching a lot of those glitches, and then the leaderboard, the way Red Guy designed it was also pretty bad. That was when he was like kind of 50-50 on developing stuff. So the way it was balanced for rewards was horrible. and it was just a nightmare to keep up with. So I ended up cutting rewards, and then that pretty much just turned people away from it altogether. And then people started abusing more glitches to get to the leaderboard, so I ended up just scrapping the mode altogether because it just didn't work out at all.
Gary the Fish asks, what made you start wanting to create games?
Well, I've been creating and building games since like 2012. If you don't check my profile, but if you check my profile, I've been
You know
building.
everybody's
I've
going there
been
now.
I've been building for a while, and then I was like, huh, let me actually put like my building skills to like actually a functional game. And I just needed a coder because I didn't know anything about coding. So, and that's when I luckily met Red Guy.
I'm about to put a link to the whatever the Wonder
Oh,
Star in general.
oh my god!
uh,
There you go.
Don't play Wonder Star on Xbox. It
okay.
doesn't
It'll
work
explode.
for some reason. Oh god.
There you go.
Bijack's co-agent says, why do Bomber and Santa now have range rather than the circle-like pattern?
Why do they have what?
Range.
Oh, because the circle when they were circling, they literally hit nothing. I mean, we borrowed the idea from Bloon Star Defense, but the way they do it, their maps are a lot smaller, and the circle orbit a lot better. And then they didn't. It just didn't work with cube defense, so we decided that it'll just go to A to B right to the cube. And I mean, if y'all wanted to circle again, I can go back to revamp and get it.
No.
Oh no.
Wouldn't be too hard.
Tough CKV said, why Santa Nerf?
Why Santa Nerf? But it's not
Yeah,
nerfed.
it's not Nerf, so.
I guess that was that before I buffed it.
No,
Well, I
that was
nerfed.
yesterday at 9:30 in the morning.
Oh well, he needs to read changelog.
Okay. Fuzzy B 8000 said, are you able to accept other community creations such as towers, skins, or music? I would like to be able to submit tower ideas, skin ideas, or even some of the music I have written and published.
So I canceled asset creations because, well, mostly due to maps. Because maps stress me out because people don't know how to use a map kit, and I have like step by step a lot of notes, and people still didn't configure their maps correctly. So to decrease my workload, I canceled maps. People didn't really build towers that fit the game all too well, but neither do I. So, but we don't need new. I don't need new towers, so that's why I haven't been accepting towers. Music, I'm willing to accept music if you're not charging me an arm and a leg for it. Because I accepted local randos music. I commissioned him for some, but I'll accept if you make a song that you think would fit a map. I will pay for that song if it's good enough for that map. Or for an event if you want to make Christmas music, spooky music, or Easter music, I'll accept it if it's good enough.
Okay. GeoGlitch asks, will Rift and Paragons be the limit on late game content, or do you plan on adding some insanely hard game mode or event where it is necessary to use?
It's a two-part question. So Paragons are probably the end game stuff. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to do a Paragon for all towers because there's almost 60 towers. And that's a lot of Paragons. That's a lot of balancing that I'd have to do over the years. And as for a mode hard enough for you to need Void Rift, probably, most likely, 100%.
Okay. Pods asks, do you have anything against Tomb? And which towers are you looking to revamp next?
I have nothing against Tomb. I love Tomb. Tomb's my second favorite tower. And what was the other part?
Which towers are you looking to revamp next?
A gold mine. Hold on, let me just look at. I'm gonna give you an order, a rough order of how I'm about to do all of this. All right, let's see here. Gold mine, plasma, shocker, egg fab. Egg fab might be number 2. Factory, Dutchman, and maybe battleship. Maybe battleship. Those are the towers I have my eyes on. Egg fab and so gold mine is number 1. Egg fab's number 2, and then the rest will probably follow a loose order. Oh, that's not Paragon's divinity. That's just remodel. The next Paragon is most likely going to be Prime Minigun and Sub being reintroduced back into the game. The next one that's not any of the ones we've seen already is probably going to be something. I'll tell y'all later.
Okay. Steel Machine asks, will there be any other use for void seals? Considering that players who have just hit level 50 will most likely accumulate many seals before they reach 75.
Yes.
Okay. A Greater Descent asks, what is the lore of Big Chonk and what made him so large?
I'm just a very funny person, and Right Guy said that I think at the time Right Guy made a script that auto-sized cubes to not be massive. But then I found and deleted that script and then built Big Chunk 2019 Halloween just out of pure spite, and he didn't do anything about it.
Amazing.
So that was Big Chunk. Big Chunk was like
He's a
the
spike
head
cube.
the head honcho zombie. Then he got murdered in Hell 2019. Came back in Path 11 2020. Did I do it? No. And then he died 2021. For now.
Captain Crazy Whisker said, why was Hypergiant Suncube made?
Bondi, that's kind of
Yeah, I
your
was about to say I can
story.
probably answer this. Okay, so the whole joke about Hypergiant Suncube is originally it had no face at all. It did not have this little stupid smug face on it. How it originally came to that is me and my friends we were joking around that since before it stunned literally everything on the map when you killed it. Didn't matter where it was, it just stunned everything. So we were like, he best be so damn smug that it has a smug look in his face when he explodes all your towers. So what Spy did is he took a picture of Hypergiant and took the smug Roblox face and slapped it on there. And that's how it came to be. It's a
And then
stupid little joke
I think
between me and my friend.
I ended up seeing it in gaming photos or something, and I was like, "Oh, that's funny." So I ended up getting the smug face. I slapped it on Hypergiant, told like nobody, and it just released an update like a day after I did that, and people were like, "What?" And then people made it a joke to this day. Probably an overused joke, but that's
Yeah.
just my opinion.
I liked when it appeared as skins, the little smug face. Uh, Keva Bon Bon said, will Dutchman get a Paragon?
Yes.
Pio Centorame question is, are the lords in the game inspired by some character? I know Lord Hades is probably inspired by Hades, which is a god in Greek mythology, but what about the other ones?
So Serfuso is just Asabox backwards from Ready Player One, and that was Red Guy's idea. And we were working on Frontguard at the time, and we had effigies, but they didn't have a name. So I was just like, oh, let's bring one of these effigies into Cube Defense, and then he named it Oxavox, and I was like, no, let's put it backwards because I'm not trying to get a copyright strike or something. And then that's how Serfuso came to be. And then I made the whole game mode for him. Original Talks was impossible, and it was funny. Next question.
Abdiel Juswegles said, "What are the capabilities of Gun? How did you get the idea of making it, and why did you make it?"
So Red Guy made his own. Well, actually, let me go to the full story. So Gun was supposed to be the level 100 tower, like I think it was in beta, because Quickie was about to hit level 100, and I was like, "Oh, make a level 100 tower." Red Guy didn't want to sign off on that, so it was just sitting off on the tower storage, and then Red Guy ended up making his own tower, the Tesla car. And then I was like, well, if you're doing that, you're gonna make my own tower. And I just took Gun, made it the worst looking thing known to man, or best, depending on your opinion. And I just said, after a while, instead of just Gun having its own upgrades, what if I just had modified versions of each tower? And that's what it is today. And that's also what I also use Gun for function testing. Void Rift was the byproduct of me messing around with Gun.
Epic asks, "Why do you hate your old tower models?"
They suck. They look disgusting. Have y'all
No,
seen the
you
old temple?
don't. Come
And that
on.
the pill bottle of mortar? Like that was so awful. And then gold mine.
No.
And I also built most of these towers like in 2018 when I didn't know how to build weapons. Like I was building Roman pillars and all that. Now forced to make high-tech weapons. I sucked at it. Now I'm a little better, I guess. And then I'm just remaking all of the failed creations I had in alpha beta. I don't know what happened to Egg Fab. I'm sorry about that. That one just looks bad. I kind of rushed that tower.
Nico JP said, "Why? Do you plan on an all event towers to get a Paragon?"
Yes, but not all at once. Like this Halloween, there might be one or maybe two. I'm not gonna give a Paragon for all of them all at once. Christmas might only have one. Easter will only have one. And then every year I'll just add the next Paragon and then put the previous one in like in the shop with the towers or something. So you can unlock it for free that event that it came out, and then you can buy it the next event for the currency of that event. That's my plan, at least.
Night Slayers asks, "When are you going to add Infinity Cube back?"
Never. Infinity Cube, the way we have the I guess the mystery cubes system where it spawns towers on itself, it is horribly bugged. And that's why you'll see when you kill a mystery cube, cubes will fall off the map right after. That's been a bug since early revamp, and Red Guy hasn't been able to fix it. I don't have the capabilities to fix it. So I just phased out anything that spawned anything. Like old world what was the nightmare one? Arch Wizard or whatever. Arch Warlock. I know he or revived Warlock. He lost his ability to spawn things. I removed infinities, I removed mysteries. Because they just don't work.
My Name is How Are You asks, "Will you ever do an event or game mode for a tower that is for newer players? Like for higher level players, it's easy to beat and the tower isn't very good, but for lower level players, it could be more challenging for them and the tower is very useful for them."
2020, the point it was supposed to be Manor. Manor was supposed to be the low level tower, and then Blazefall was the high level tower. Will I do a new one? No. No new towers.
We still have talks for that though.
Yeah, they still got talks. I mean, you get considering this power
You get Star at 15, yeah.
how strong Star is at 15. If you can find somebody to carry you through talks, go right
That's
ahead.
me. Insert Vocal Script asks, "Will you add Saul chat thing and it plays the Better Call Saul main theme?" I have
What?
no idea what that is.
Skip
Like
that.
Will
part.
you,
how
will you
slash smart
add
works with a better call
/
Saul.
Saul chat thing and it plays the Better Call Saul main theme?
I have no idea what any of that is.
Guess
I
not.
think
Nope.
I think they just want something like how you can type /fart and make a fart sound, but
Oh
with that and just place the theme to that show.
no, I'm not doing that.
Emily asks, on the changelog in weekly update 16, it states you are working on a casual mode. Will it come out anytime soon?
Yes, maybe. Yes.
Okay. Savage X Gamers, what made you create Cube Defense, and when will you add a harder game mode and more towers?
So refer to that other question and answer about how I made Cube Defense.
Mhm.
Will a new harder mode be released? Probably. I mean, I release a new harder mode every time, and people ask for more, and more and more. I don't know how many modes I need to give you guys before you're satisfied. The answer is infinite. I'd have to make like 40 game modes, each slightly harder than the other, or you guys will start freaking out that it's too hard. Then y'all freak out if it's too easy. I can't please you all, but I can really make everybody mad though, so that's what I'm gonna do.
GeoGlitch says, do you have any plans to optimize this game's lag so towers like Rail Mini and Temple can reach their full potential?
I did optimize it. So if you enable automatic max effect settings, it'll hope it's all client side. I don't know what it would help. I don't know what would help server side. But if you're on a low end device and you're struggling late game due to all of the bullets, beams, explosions, and all that, if you turn that on, it'll limit the amount of effects on your screen, so your device doesn't like melt in your hand or on the floor, or your puny little Xbox won't catch on fire. Late game. So yeah, that, and then there's some optimization settings. I don't know what I'd do to fix server. I'm still working on that, but there's client side lag reductions that I'm 100% go due to my poll. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't know exist.
Oreo asks, will anything like Path 11 come out in the future? Not
Yes,
RNG.
no, minus yes, but it will be RNG probably. Just a little bit. There were RNG in Path 11. People deny it, but there was a lot of RNG in Path 11.
Moldy Austin asks, will there be any lore ever, or will Cube stay loreless?
Cube has lore. Cube has a lot of
Does
lore.
have lore, yeah.
It's not the main driving point of a lot of things, but there is side and passive lore. Like Lord Surfuso absolutely hates Avalan. Avalan hates Surfuso. Hades and Surfuso are like best friends. That's all I'm gonna say. Which is why you won't see Lord Avalan skin on board.
Sethinico asks, how many separate maps will there be in the event? I'm
Not
assuming
answering
he's
that.
asking about Halloween. And are you open to changes to the event if the community doesn't seem to enjoy the content being provided? Changes made before the event is added.
I'm not answering that one either.
Okay. Short Jerry asked, what inspired Crimson U and Red to make Cube Defense? I guess we already covered that.
Answer that.
Pods asks, while we ever see the current cubes get their HP buffed so we could take advantage of the high DPS of some towers, or is the thought brain dead? Sun Temple really lost its spot in today's meta.
I mean, I'm kind of glad because in Sun Temple's history, Sun Temple was like the do or die. If you didn't have Sun Temple, you didn't win. So I'm glad that other towers can replace Sun Temple. But Sun Temple still has, I think, the second. If you're excluding Paragons, it has the second highest DPS in the game. So I mean, if you want to use it, that's fine. If you don't want to use it, that's also fine. There's alternatives. Will there be a mode that will probably require you to use it? Most likely Nightmare. I don't think you can beat the Nightmare without Sun Temple. I'd like to see somebody try, actually.
Truly Divinity asks, is Blazefall getting a Paragon, and will it be improved to the point that it actually becomes useful?
Well, Blazefall is already useful. It just may not be useful in the way you're using it. Especially this last patch where it can stack burn. So it went from infinite burn. So if one person had Blazefall on the map, like that was it. No one else could really use it. So then I made it so that burn was not infinite. So now more people could bring it. And then I made it so it can stack burn. So now everybody can use Blazefall. So I think right now that it is very useful. Will it get a Paragon? Yes. Will that Paragon probably be very strong? Absolutely.
And isn't Blazefall buffed by?
Yeah, it was buff. That's when it got that.
Yeah.
It can stack burn now. So,
No, I mean buffed by Rift.
but and it's buffed by Rift.
By
Yeah.
Rift. Yeah. So I mean, it has a lot of benefit now. Cookie Gaming PC asks, "How big map you been thinking for Halloween, and what could we buy in the Halloween?"
So the Halloween map is, I think, 2/3, 1/3 smaller than the old one, but there's more to the map. More, it's going to be worthwhile exploring for you guys because I'm trying to make you. I mean, it's going to be a long event. It's going to take you a while, but it'll be enjoyable. Hopefully, throughout the entire time you're playing. Because I don't want to make I don't want this I don't want to be like TDS and I make an event that you can beat in 20 minutes and then leave the game. I want something where you can keep coming back every now and then because our Halloween events last like a month and a half. You have if you're like playing in the off times you're not in school or something, you can just pick back up the event and just continue on. That's at least my goal this year and then for the further years. So the map is smaller, but there's a lot more to do. I'll
I wish I was.
I'll probably make another dev notes about some of the details later once I have the event mostly done.
I wish I was cool. Asks, "What is the exact amount of XP needed to get from get to level 75 from 1?"
I have no idea. A
True
lot.
Contender. True Contender asks, "Will there be a new tower, or will it be the same for previous years?"
Same like did y'all not read my dev notes? I say so there's gonna be no new towers, but there's gonna be paragons. For events, there will probably be no more shop towers. Probably. There won't be new shop towers. So what we have is what we have. Because I don't want 70, 100 towers in this game. It doesn't need it.
Leo Valdez asks, "What do you plan on doing?" What I hear.
Oh, Vaughn, you wanna?
Yeah, I guess I'll finish that one. Let me scroll up to it.
I'm back, sorry.
Okay.
What do you plan on doing after every tower that will get a Paragon has it?
Probably just. Well, at that point, I'd probably be fixing the horrible balance that Paragons will inflict. But if it's not that case, then you will probably be in official legacy mode, and it'll probably not be getting updates, except for bug fixes.
Okay, Epic has the question, which I really don't get, but I'm going to read it anyway. How do you expect people to play and beat new modes?
By placing towers.
It's very self-explanatory. Just slowly play through and figure out the strategy. Literally how every single thing goes.
If you die, oh no. Learn from your mistakes. Place just different towers in different locations.
Chief Glitch asks, "Do you plan on doing polls to vote for the next Paragons?"
No, because I know what Paragons the community wants, and those are the Paragons I don't want to release because they're going to be the ones that are going to be more stressful for me. Where if it doesn't perform as well as they want it, I'm gonna get backlash for that. So y'all won't vote; y'all just receive. So I'm pretty sure people are wanting Temple Paragons and Event Paragons, and I am not ready to deal with all that.
Yours asks, "Will there be a suggestions channel?"
There was a suggestions channel, but the community has awful suggestions.
Can we
And
have
I
pets?
took like that one. That was one of the most common suggestions, and I'm like, the cube doesn't need pets. And then people were suggesting a lot of horrible balance changes. They were suggesting towers, and then there was a lot of joke suggestions. And I read every suggestion. I took that seriously,
He's at
but
summer
nobody.
trials.
But yes, no one else took it serious. So I was like, and then after a certain point, I just like I don't want to waste my time and waste your guys' time if I just don't read suggestions. But I had a suggestion channel because then what's the point? If I'm not gonna read it, why would I let you guys post them? That was my mindset.
Boomy asks, will Big Chonk return?
Yes.
Oak Orca? Question. What towers are getting the next Paragons? I think we covered that. Geoglitch, when Bucket Buff and Gun Nerf?
Gun nerf. I don't know what he's on about that gun nerf. But I didn't that buff bucket one update? Probably not. Well, I did. Was it 16? Yeah, buff bucket. That was update 16. But I also buff gun, so sorry.
Have CK said, why was Void Rift even considered for Nightmare Boss Raid?
Thought that'd be funny. So people can actually use it for a hard mode. Or you got a little taste of using it in a hard mode. 'Cause, I mean, you could use it in regular Nightmare, but it probably won't be all that effective. Maybe. I don't know. I don't play Cube Defense.
Lightning Kid asks, how do you plan on players getting Paragon upgrades for towers like Orbital Cannon, Golden Glue Gun, Golden Light Turret, Void Rift, and other towers from winning a Moto challenge?
You buy it.
Meta Knight asks, how do you make multipath on one map?
The map kit shows you, but the map kit's kind of gone. But if he were to look at the map kit, it'll tell him what he needs to do for a multi-path map. But I'm also not taking maps, so it's kind of redundant.
Is it possible for people to get map kit if they wanted to?
Probably.
Even if it's not for the game, just to play with it?
It might either be in my models, in my inventory, or it might be a group model. I could put a link in important information in the Discord if people wanted it. Just don't submit it because I won't take them.
I can find the model real quick since it's in my models.
I think there's a map kit V5, which is the latest one.
Yeah, it's under the group, it looks like.
Yeah.
So V4 was under the group, so I presume
I know.
V5
I know.
was
I
as
can.
well.
I can find it and send a link if I need to after this.
Okay, my name's How Are You? Will the game be changed in the fact that it's not so grindy? For example, I feel like you get some of your friends together and the fun to strat for Nightmare QPOC and then do that for the next 2 hours. It definitely gets boring after a while. I understand you guys aren't miracle workers, but I would like to see the game be a lot less grindy.
So grindy isn't what grinding for gold, or just I don't
That's just
understand
the
that
question.
because on
Probably levels because he just keeps doing
levels. I mean, well,
QPOC
Nightmare
or
QPOC is like Nightmare QPOC is the hardest mode in the game. If you're grinding that and losing repetitively, you're clinically insane. That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing, expecting different results. Play like boss raid or something. Just switch it up. Tell your friends, hey, we're gonna cycle Nightmare Survival, QPOC, boss raid, and just do it in a cycle like that. They all give about the same rewards, and you'll have to change your strat every now and then. Try different loadouts. You don't have to make cube repetitive, but if you're also not using your own strategies, if you're using other people's strats, obviously it's going to get repetitive because you don't have the knowledge to formulate your own strats, to use your own thinking, your own towers. Next question.
Pickle asks, will there be any new Halloween exclusive skins this year or even last year's exclusives making a return?
So yes, I might make new ones. The ones from last year won't be the prize. They'll probably be like Christmas, and they'll just be on a pad at the main lobby area of the trick-or-treating area where you can buy for candy. So that's what the three ones I made. So you can buy those with also buying the old towers, and then you'll win the Paragon, whatever Paragon I decide this year.
There's a question here, but I'm going to answer it. It's the awesomer, awesomer Renew asks, "Am I better than Crimson?" No, you're not. Yours Vigo asks, "Will Last One Standing mode come again in the future updates?"
Last man standing. I was looking at if I could implement it with the current system, and it seems like more of a headache than what it's worth. Because it'd be something that'd take me months or days to try to figure out, and I won't get a return from my time for that. And it'd probably be horrendously laggy. I mean, I won't
MLG,
not completely disregard it off the table, but it's probably not happening.
MLG Cookie Monster asks, "Will there be plans for new game modes or old ones to return?"
Old ones, most likely not, but new ones, yes. It's the casual mode.
A Peanut asks, "Will there ever be a mode harder than Nightmare?"
Yes. Maybe. Yes.
Yours Vigo asks, "What was the original idea to create Trial of Zaluso and Winter Trials?"
I forgot for why I made top, but I know why I made winter trial because people wanted summer trials, and I was like, nah, winter is more of a set style. Because if you think summer, you think beach. Who wants to be on a beach while they're getting murdered? So I was like, so I just made it winter because it's funnier. Because summer makes you happy, winter makes you like all sad because you can froze to death every 10 seconds and getting murdered. Original winter trial was also very funny.
No, it was not funny.
It was funny to me.
No, it
Yes,
was
I
funny for
love
you.
a 2% chance to get Frost Rail. Somewhere around that.
I love having all my stuff stolen. Will there maybe be, BCGTYR says, "Will there maybe be Paragon for Tier 7 upgrade?"
Oh god, no. I can barely handle tier 6. Why would I make a tier 7?
Daniel Z asks, "What were the 2 or more towers that didn't get added to the game, and how were they planned to be obtainable?"
What?
What were the 2 or more towers that didn't get
No.
added to the game, and how were they planned to be obtainable?
Which
I have no
ones?
idea.
Does it mean that core one that I've shown? Rarely? Oh,
Probably.
that one was a community made thing in beta that I just scrapped because I just didn't have a use for. That was the only tower scrapped that I actually somewhat had a plan for. So that was in beta. I haven't scrapped any other towers because I haven't accepted or made any other towers. So I hope
I don't
that
know
answered
what.
this question. If he's
Uh,
even
Deving with Emily asks, "Why was Core Collector a thing?"
because Red Guy wanted a competitive mode that involved sending, so that's when he made that. Actually, was competitive even alive when Core Collector came out?
I don't think so.
So
Comp
I
was a
think
revamp thing.
Core Collector was pre-revamp, and it was the first competitive mode because Red Guy didn't want to make the sending system, so he made it so you just collected orbs and it sent a cube to the enemy if you collected enough of them, and that cube ramped up as the mode went on. But you could like steal other people's cores, so I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, we used to jump over and steal your stuff, and you would kill us.
Uh huh. But just delete parts of your map so it was unplayable for you guys.
Well, Epic asks, "Will Talks ever have the 10-second stun again?"
For towers, No, because people were complaining a lot about that 10-second stun, and I could see why. Because 10 seconds, if you're like fighting for your life, you only have about 3 seconds to kill a cube. That 10-second stun could be really detrimental to your run and a lot of people's runs. So probably not. I think it's what 6 seconds, 5 seconds right now. I think that's fine. I don't think 10 seconds is overkill. It's way too long for a stun. A stun that stuns all cubes, all towers, that's way too long.
Right Chris asks, will future events be much harder because of Paragon upgrades?
Probably.
Do you think that you'll ever make it unable to use them in an event?
Probably not.
Damn.
Malamesa asks, why did front guard get discontinued and who made you create and work on cube defense instead of front guard?
Well, front guard hasn't made me a cent, so obviously I'm gonna value the game that's making me money right now. And also, Red Guy's very indecisive about a lot of things. So we have remade front guard a total of like 15 different times because Red Guy just wasn't proud of how it was coded or how it looked. So we were just constantly recreating it. So I was spending like months at a time working on it for us to just scrap it and start over. And then I was like, I'm not doing this again. If it's either this version or it's the game is done. And that's what ended up happening. Red Guy wasn't proud of it. He stopped working on it. I stopped working on it. So it's lost in the wind. Probably not to return back to the spotlight.
Damn.
Tree asks, what is up with Castle in the Sky? It seemed very random and out of nowhere. Of course, it's still super cool, but I can't not think that there's a little bit more to it. Just wanted reassurance is all.
So I was playing Theme Park Tycoon 2, and I built a castle in the sky. I put it in general, and then this crazy person called Willy Zone was obsessed with it, and I was like, I should add this as a joke. But I mean, I like castles, so I was like, so I'm just gonna build a castle, and then that's what happened. It just came out of nowhere. It took me, I think, a day or two to build that castle in all 3 maps.
Claudia Senpai asks, will there be more event towers or is it just going to be old towers coming back all time?
Old towers coming back all time. No new events. No new event towers.
Captain Crazy Whisker asks, will summer ever have an event in it?
No.
Deving with Emily asks, will there be more than one Paragon for a tower?
No.
Pods asks, will we see the old factory mechanic come back at all?
Where it gives money over time? No. God, no.
Tech Tight Moon asks, will Gun ever be available?
Oh, God, no.
And his second question is, when can we sit in Bucket again?
Never. The issue is that cubes are humanoids now. So if you somehow glitch your bucket onto the path, you can literally have the boss sit in the bucket and just kill him. So that's what was happening in 2020 Hell, where people were making Lord Hades sit in the bucket in Mark II Simple, and I had to remove it. Be right back.
I remember when you could sit on the blade in matches and you'd spin around. That was pretty
And you
funny.
get flung off into the air, off the map.
I wonder if I saw the video. I don't think I do. He's sitting on the old blade spinner.
I remember putting Blade in, I think it was the Legacy Void map, and somebody was walking and got stuck on the Blade and didn't realize that it stuck. So he tried to jump off and it flung him off into off the map. And he was like, what is happening?
So many
Kind of miss it.
I am back.
Okay. Lightning Kid asks, will some of the older cubes, like Cash Cubes, Rubik's Minion, and the Void Cubes in hard mode, etc., come back to modes like Survival, just be added to Sandbox, or not be added at all?
Well, Rubik's Minion never left. Cash cubes and meta cubes will probably not come back because otherwise, if I added meta cubes back, what's the point of campfire healing? And cash cubes. Y'all don't need cash cubes.
Yeah, the next questions are like, bro, what the hell happened to cash cubes? And what the hell happened to meta cubes?
They got deleted. That's what happened.
Cyberpap said, someday Extreme Cuba Roll can be shown in the matches. It only appears in the lobby.
I'm not sure why. I have to look at that. It should appear in matches.
Watson asks, will there ever be a lobby remodeling?
I tried to. I think a year ago, I tried to remodel the lobby, but that ended up falling through due to lack of support from Red Guy. And I couldn't do it by myself. So it's probably just going to stay the current lobby for the rest of Cube's days.
Nukai asks, why was the lobby changed from GUI to map?
Because it was Red Guy's. Red Guy was, I think, doing a lot of dev forum, like lurking, and he said that people who have in-person lobbies, they're a lot more social. And I think having the in-player lobbies is a lot better for the community because you can now interact with other people physically. I mean, I would like for it to, instead of being pads, that it is the UI, kind of like some of the other tower defense games. They have the in-player lobbies, and then you can launch from a UI. But I don't think it's worth doing all that for Cube Defense. We're stuck with pads. Sorry.
King Sus asks, what the hell happened to Big Chunk Cube? But I think we covered that.
Yep.
Nukai asks, what the hell happened to Exploding Unstable Cube?
People need to watch their damn tone.
Well, it just keeps going, too. The Lightning Kid said, what the hell happened to Quantum Cubes and White Dwarf Cubes?
White Dwarf got deleted because I didn't need it. What was it? The exploding unstable
Cube and Quantum Cubes.
I thought Quantum Cube was still in the game. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Exploding unstable got deleted because I didn't need anything that fast that stun anymore because I had Hyper Giant.
Geo asks about Cash Cube, and we covered that. Armor J Dual G says, why is your name TheCrimsonEvil? I'm asking this because your old name was Weeby.
So Roblox sent me a couple of messages saying, "Hey, you need to change your username." And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna ignore that because that's stupid." But then I had people from the dev forum come join this Discord, so they sought me out to tell me, "Hey, you need to change your name." And I was like, "Really?" So they said if I change my name because it was against their TOS, but instead of banning me, since I'm actually worth something to Roblox, I guess they said they'd reimburse me for changing my name, which didn't matter because I had like millions of Robux at the time. And then I was like, okay, I'll just change it to something funny. So I did this. Surprisingly, this name wasn't taken. And they ended up removing my past usernames after I did that. So that's how I knew it was like kind of legit. So if you check my profile, my past usernames are not there anymore.
True Contender asks, can we be friends?
No.
So cold. I feel like, oh, let me think about it.
No.
King Sus asks, are you 23?
I am.
Epic asks, how seriously did you take the suggestions channel? I think we covered that.
I took it very serious.
Pickle asks, in future, will you ever add any other colored names that you can see in game, like Superfan, for example?
I would like to add Superfan, but I don't know. That's a Red Guys thing because I don't know how that system works. But I can try to look at it and see if I could add Superfan, but don't hold your breath.
this has kind of been answered. Truly Divinity said, are you ever going to bring back Last Man Standing or at least let teams be unbalanced when starting in comp?
I can make teams unbalanced, but that encouraged probably a lot more one-sided matches.
Cheating. Rohanong says, can you add back old UI?
No.
Cuckoo asks, russet potatoes or sweet potatoes? Also, why does your mic sound like you're talking on a calculator?
My mic?
You sound fine to me, so I don't know what he's talking about.
This is a Yeti microphone. I mean, I'm pretty sure my settings might be a little off, but it don't matter.
You sound fine. Russet potatoes or sweet potatoes was the question.
I don't know. I hate sweet potatoes. What's the other one?
Russet.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
It's like an Idaho, kind of like, it's just a regular potato.
A regular, I hate sweet potatoes, so I guess the other one.
What is wrong with you?
I hate sweet. It's so disgusting.
What about yams? Do you like yams? Yams are sweet potatoes.
Disgusting.
Like at Thanksgiving?
Disgusting.
Oh my god. God, you're so broken. Are you even American? Like, what do you eat? You probably eat mac and cheese, don't you?
I eat a lot of seafood. I'm from the South America. Not South
From the
America,
South
but
America?
South
Wait
USA.
a minute. The truth's coming out.
South USA.
South
I
America.
love me some seafood.
Very buzzy Sarah asks, hypercharged boss being harder than Rubik's King is funny, isn't it?
It is, and I saw that. That's dirt. That is 100% Dirt's doing. Because I saw people were absolutely destroying Rubik's King, and then I just see this electric cube demolish people, and I'm like, huh. I'm gonna let him figure that out. But if he doesn't do that, then I guess I'll intervene. But that's Dirt's department. Yell at him, not me.
Rohanong says, do you like Revamp or Squish more? I think more people enjoyed Revamp more.
Yeah, a lot of people say they enjoyed Revamp, but I'm pretty sure if you guys were to go back to it, you would have completely different opinions. Completely different opinions. Because now you're used to Squish. Or if you went back to Revamp, you'd be like, oh, this game wasn't all that good. Because it's like you growing up playing a game and then revisiting that game about 10 years later. And you're like, well, this game wasn't all that great as I remember. It's one of those kind of situations. But I prefer Squish rather than Revamp because Squish just made the game a lot more refined than Revamp.
A lot of people would disagree with your opinion there.
I'm pretty sure.
Nicholas asks, this is a pretty strange bunch of stuff, but it says, can you add other ways of getting gold? Oh, by the way, if you need any ideas, I have 3,000 ideas in my brain ready to use like blueprints for a nuclear reactor. Also, I killed Short Death Man. Also, Void Rift is still hot garbage, and Mortar can stack flame as well. Also, I'm dead inside.
Well, I know
Okay.
Water can stack flame because I allowed it to do so. Void Rift, I hope he's not trying to use Void Rift to kill spam or something because obviously that's not what the tower was designed to do. So if he's judging it off of that, okay. What was the other questions? That was like
Can you add other ways of
all
getting
over the place.
gold? And if you need
There's-
ideas, he has some.
Oh, I don't want any of his ideas if he thinks Void Rift is bad. And then there's a lot of ways to get gold. I don't know what other ways you want me to make it just fall out of the sky or something.
We do that already.
Yeah.
Maybe
4th of July.
Yeah, like 4th of July.
I don't.
We already have that. Jingles asks a bunch of questions about front guard, but that's already been answered about like working on it in the future. And then Rohanong says, like you said, the motive for was to reduce number towers. But how is, for example, Paragons almost better than Temple, etc.? What about A of K gold?
What?
You said the motive was to reduce number towers. But how is, for example, Paragons almost better than Temple? And what about an AFK gold machine?
Definitely not an AFK gold machine. I don't know why any developer would want to do that. Unless
It's
you were
most
Roblox Premium or something, then I'd consider it.
it's mostly people wanting premium payouts from like anime gacha tower defense games.
That's
all
just
they are.
horrible. That's just bad game design. That's a loaded question. So why? I don't understand why reduce tower numbers, like damage numbers. Well,
I think
Paragons are close to Sun Temple's DPS because Sun Temple's DPS isn't 2,000 more DPS higher than the next best tower. So Tomb Paragon has more DPS than Sun Temple. That's the only one that has more DPS. Will there probably be other ones? Probably. Not a whole lot of them, but there'll be a couple. And then when Sun Temple Paragon comes out, probably nothing's touching that one.
Moldy asks, why did you make an egg for Egg Hunt on Roblox, but it never came to be an actual egg? Will it become a skin for the egg tower?
Like the what? I'm
the
confused by that.
little egg with the Rubik's cube in it that was originally on one of the Easter maps sitting up there.
Oh, that one. Red guy wanted that egg to be something. I forgot what his intentions were. And I don't think we ever used it. I don't even know what I would use it for, to be honest. I could just hide it on the map, but I mean, I could make it a skin for egg if y'all want. Next
Yeah.
Easter.
Egg.
Amaze Plays says, if you were to ever step down or got burnt out from cube defense, what would happen to the game?
Well, I won't step down because I like the money, but I've been burnt out for about 6 months now, but I've been holding it together barely. Red guy's been burnt out for about a year and a half. Um, right now, I'd probably just do small updates like I am doing now. I say small updates, but these weekly updates are pretty chunky. But if I stop working on it, it'd probably be Dirt doing some balance changes here and there, but then that would probably fade, and then he would just not be getting updates, and it would die off.
99 Thunders asks, what is the next Paragon Tower coming out?
When? I
What?
don't know. When and what? What
No,
is
he asks, what
prime
is it?
prime minigun or sub? I don't know if I'll do both at the same time. When is a good question. I don't know. Working on Halloween right now.
Okay, Salvage Unit asks, will the upcoming events, Halloween, Christmas, Easter, have specific skins like Lord did during Halloween 2021?
Yes.
Armar J. Dweech said, is Endless Chaos returning?
I don't know. I kind of should make it return because there's a leaderboard for it, but I also don't have the energy or time to do all of the rounds for that. We'll see. It'll probably not be anytime soon because we're about to get into event season. Because I'm gonna have to do Halloween, and I'm gonna have to make sure Christmas is ready to go from last year. Change some things around.
Ignited Whale, which is Fire Ninja, says, will Cosmic Spleef return?
No, God no.
Earthworm Sally, Cool Shane, says, Zap Zap deletion system return.
I feel like a lot of people would love and hate that. I mean, it makes Zap Zap harder, but people also probably wouldn't play it more than the first 2 times.
Salvage Unit asks, will the revamp on Goldmine make it way more reliable?
I mean, it's already pretty reliable. I mean, it's extra gold. It's free gold pretty much. All you have to do is just put some in-game currency, game round money into it. You get free currency. But with the remodel won't change the stats at all. It'll just look better.
GeoGlitch asks, what's your absolute favorite tower that isn't Gun or Tesla?
Blaze Spinner. That's my favorite tower. Third is Frostville.
141599 says, will you change the theme of new towers soon? All of the strongest towers are magic void themed.
Orbital Satellite, Orbital Cannon, Railgun. Railgun's a real thing. There's railguns in real life. Stealth Bomber. What else? I guess Frost Rails can be considered magic. Oh, the Tomb is magic. Dutchman sucks. Border's not too bad. Garrison's pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of magic towers. But there's also still a lot of mechanical towers, military towers that are pretty good. So I don't probably not changing anything around.
Salvage Unit asks, do you have any plans on adding level achievements and adding the rewards for reaching those achievements as like a special tower, gold, match boosters, free map rerolls?
So yeah, we aren't getting new towers. So anybody thinking there's going to be new towers, you might as well just drop that idea. Leveled rewards. If I can understand how the challenge system works, I can try to make level rewards, but I don't know how it would work if you're past said level. I mean, I could just make it so if it detects that level or higher, it'll give it to you, but that's if I understand how Red Guy's challenge system works, because that's probably one of the most complicated systems in Cube Defense is that challenge system, which is why you haven't seen many updates changing anything with it.
141599 asks, will economy towers have paragons?
Yes.
Claudie Senpai asks, what happened to Overpass? It was voted to come back. And question 2, what happened with the very first spoiler?
The Overpass, I just didn't like how it looked. I didn't want it to come back. There's a lot of issues with Overpass. What was the first spoiler in the spoiler channel?
It was the weird like mine shaft looking thing.
Oh, that was supposed to be the lobby remake that never happened. That's what that is. That's what I think the first 4 of them are. Well, but the nightmare one, that one came true.
Salvage Unit asks, will Goldmine...
What?
Salvage Unit asks, will Goldmine be the last tower to get a Paragon?
I wouldn't say last, but it's not on my priority list.
Geoclish asks, what will happen when Cube Defense is fully bug patched and fully balanced with all the Paragons you want added?
And be in legacy status and it just fade off the face of the earth.
Infinity says, before you get into the question, you may refer, my name is Chamber. Okay, well, okay, Chamber. Question 1, do you have any plans to add Paragons to event towers? Yes, we already answered that. Will some towers with a Paragon be a requirement to other events, future or possible rerun events? And question 3, when is the possible release for the easier mode to help with grinding?
Like the easy casual mode?
Yeah.
That I don't know. You will not be required to have a Paragon to beat a mode. I won't do that. But it'd be the other way around where if you want to get the Paragon to a tower, you kind of need the tower first because that's how skins are stored. Skins are stored on your tower data. So that's why when you see that orbital cannon skin and you're level 20 or something, it says you can't buy the skin because you don't own the tower because they can't store the skin anywhere. So if you don't have the event tower, say Santa or something, you obviously can't get the Paragon for it. So it's the only way I can think of rewarding people for doing the event. But it also sucks where you kind of can't beat the final mode until you get the actual tower. But the tower, so in contrast to that, the towers won't also cost like 20,000 of that event currency anymore. They'll be, I wouldn't say cheap, but they won't be disgustingly expensive. And then the final mode will reward you pretty handsomely now. So you don't have to spend 20 hours grinding just to get one of the event towers. We'll see. I'm still working out all the details for this Halloween, how that will work.
My name is How Are You? Asks Bucket and Gun Paragon when.
Gun technically already has a Paragon. Because Gun has like 19 upgrades, so Bucket would need 4 upgrades already to get a Paragon, and I don't know who would want Bucket to have literally any other upgrades.
You should just make the upgrades flip it around for like $1. Just
Yeah,
flips.
and it just rotates.
The final upgrade makes
Sorry,
you be
Buzzy
able to
Sour
turn an
asks,
egg.
why Haunted River has 4 stars rating? It's way too difficult for this rating.
Is it really only 4 stars?
Mm-hmm.
I can change that.
Pineapple's a Star asks, is there going to be a promotion for current trial mods and new staff apps?
That is not the question.
Von Drake asks, could you promote drag to verified?
Can I promote drag to verified?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that right now.
Cynical asks, are we still besties even after my questionable past? A Greater
Next
Descent
question.
asks, A Greater Descent asks, why was Screeching Abyss made pink and white after revamp?
Wait, why was Screeching Abyss?
Mm-hmm. Made pink
that-
and white after revamp.
I don't
But this is a
remember.
weird question. Elite Cool Fixer says, could we get random tower select back since it's more convenient when putting every tower on a wheel?
Random tower, I don't know how I do that with the current inventory system. That is a Red Guy thing that I don't think he wants to do. So yeah,
Local
probably are
Rando?
getting random tower select.
Local Rando asks, are there any genres of music that you wouldn't want to add into Cube Defense?
I don't know. I kind of don't see techno in what's that other one? I'm blanking. I don't know. Depends on the map. Zap Zap is techno, kinda.
Country music should be in Cube
I
Defense.
don't think country music will fit in Cube Defense.
Good.
I mean, I have my personal preferences where I kind of like orchestras and a lot of brass, but I can find most of the maps aren't just built for techno. They're like nature, so obviously a techno song on something like Grasslands isn't gonna work. And then Red Guy has his little playlist of songs that I kind of don't want to interrupt. If all maps had their own unique sounds, that playlist would be useless. And there's like 15, 20 songs in there.
My name is How Are You asks, who is your favorite mod? With a little evil face.
Oh god, you're really making me do this. My favorite mod. So since you only said mods, so I'm only gonna look at trial mods.
Would be
Well, I
Air
don't have
Gamer and Hot Wheels.
probably the air. It's like one of the most active ones, kinda.
Dib asks, will cube shielding ever return? And also, is Zip a good reader?
No for the zip part. Will cube shielding come back?
Descent.
Um, kind of not, because if you get a shielded Brennhilder, you're done. Goodbye. You're not killing that.
I forgot that mechanic existed. I thought he was talking about like the shield thing where they resist damage, like how Valkyries and all that have them.
Yeah, and a shielded healing elite Valkyrie, a shielded Deadeye. You're done. Might as well just leave the game at that point.
Heal Machine asks, will we see the return of the cube from Original Nightmare? That one yellow cube that has every immunity, resistance, and is shadow and metal?
Oh, the cube and the boss? I was thinking about that, but I just don't have a place to put it. Nightmare has a lot of cubes already. And a lot of them kind of don't have like their moments to shine. So if I added another one, it'd be like that, or it will take the spotlight from other cubes. So I think it was fun, but I don't think I'm gonna add it back. Same with the some kind of, it was like a sun cube that had a bar that drained. It was killer sun cubes. Those won't come back either.
Moldy Austin asks, will Castle in the Sky ever have its own unique wave structure to the other modes?
Probably not, because I'd have to make a whole new game mode for that, and I don't think it's worth the effort.
Life with Eric asks, is there a possibility for player cubes to come back in matches? Zip Cube, Redwart, Hunter, etc. Like easy, medium, hard.
I thought, well, in those mode, I mean, it's in endless right now. Well, they're in endless right now, but I don't know, as they're not really essential cubes. I know me, Red Guy, and Redwart cubes are in endless right now. I think at wave 100. I don't know about all the other ones, because they kind of don't really stand out. I kind of don't want them to stand out, because now it's like it'll probably inflate people's egos, and I don't want to do that.
Will you still be accepting, oh, this is Sithinical. You'll still be accepting, we just added questions and rolled it. Absolutely perfect maps, no errors, well-detailed design, etc. And will you add a jackpot cube?
I don't know what that jackpot cube is, but will I be accepting perfect maps? Probably not.
Salvage Unit asks, can we be friends? Please, nobody likes me.
Oh, sorry, sorry, kid.
Ruthless
Pro
out
Bacon
here.
asks, he's going to take the risk, and he's asking, is he ugly?
Who
Pro Bacon 300.
asked?
He is. He's asking me if he's ugly.
Ruthless 2 times in
Moldy,
a row.
Moldy Austin is asking, when will you get your second spot in the Venture Tail donations again?
I'm not spending 100,000 Robux on that game. That's $350 of a DevX. It's not worth it. I'll be proud with number 3. If that person tries to pass me as number 4, I'll just literally keep buying 100 Robux donations just to pass them up. I'm not spending 100,000 Robux on another game.
Yeah, don't pull a red word and donate 100,000 Robux to Isle.
And then
Right.
and cube defense.
I see Salvage has 3 questions that he's like kind of spaced out, so I'm just going to read all of his questions at once. Because do you play a lot of Among Us? If so, then you're sus. Do you think Zip is sus? And do you ever plan on buffing Gun? It's not strong enough. It only one-shots Cube 3.
I don't know what any of that means. So no, yes, no,
I'm
I
sus!
guess. Probably.
Among Us.
Infinite says, if you were invited to play and be a guest on random variety show, what would it be?
I'm not that I'm not that famous or popular. I'm actually very introverted, so I probably wouldn't accept any invites to a show, to be honest.
Maz Jake says, is the egg going to open soon? No. Infinite says, will the egg receive skins that resemble the eggs you need to get access to the event? Like Galactic Egg, Sun Egg?
I could do that.
It actually seems like a pretty cool idea for next Easter event.
Yeah, I could do that. I mean, I'm sorry, egg isn't to people's liking. It's supposed to be. It's a trophy tower.
I think everyone can blame me for egg existing because I made that joke to you to add an egg
Yeah,
tower.
yeah, and I told you, yeah, I'm gonna add it, and I did. But
If
hey,
you guys hate egg, blame me.
and then if your egg acts like bucket, and that actually egg's chances to give gold is slightly higher than buckets, and it gives 1,000 more than the bucket. So you can place egg and get a golden egg and get gold as you can like buckets. And people didn't know that.
Hmm.
Oh, I guess a lot of people didn't know that. Oh,
Nico JP says, "Oh, go. Sorry.
I saw some people posted in gaming photos of them getting golden egg. That was real.
How long will casual matches take, and what's the primary goal of the mode?"
I don't know. We'll probably find a good time, probably around 10 to 15 or sooner.
Life with
And
Eric asks,
the primary goal of it is just to have a pretty relaxing but pretty efficient way to grind. That's me and Dirt's idea.
"Are player stats for stars saved? Stars we used to get from matches. Just curious."
Let me. I don't think I don't think stars are saved anymore, but they might be. I don't think they are.
New Kai said, "What happened to unstable exploding lightning cubes?" But we covered that. Blue Flower Princess asks, "Are you going to add old tower models for stuff like Temple and MK2?"
Oh, definitely not. Hate it. I hate temples. Both temples, old models. They look so bad.
I Watson asks, "Are your cookies really worth it? Think about it." It's a meme. No
I
idea.
don't skip that.
Life with Eric says, "Do you have any suggestions for future builders, scripters on where to get started if they wanted to learn? I see a lot of people in the community building and scripting games recently, and it's amazing to see what they're able to make."
Um, I don't really know because I was kind of different because I've been developing technically for most of my time playing Roblox, about 10 years. And I just kind of self-taught myself over the years slowly. But if somebody were to get better very fast, I don't for building wise, I would say just think of some things you wanted to build and then just attempt to build it. And if it doesn't look good, don't like feel down about it. Just keep trying. Just keep building something. For coding just I don't know. I'm learning coding by just looking and studying Red Guy scripts and then adding or changing them. And that's how I'm learning how to code. For other people, it could be different. I don't know. Learning is subjective. I can't tell you how I do it and then expect you to be able to pick it up instantly. But coding's different. Building, you just need to keep building stuff, keep practicing, being very attentive to detail, and learning Roblox Studio. That's probably the biggest part.
Epic asks, "What's your favorite event tower?"
Favorite event tower, Blazefall?
Salvage Unit asks, "Are you going to give me gun?" No.
No,
Redwart asks, "Why was Mega Cube Investor shirt put off sale?"
because I didn't want to make a promise to people that I'm probably not going to keep. Because with the 300K one, I didn't expect people to buy it at all. And some dude literally bought the Robux on the spot to buy that 300K shirt. And the demands he wanted were beyond Roblox's functional capability. And I didn't want people to go into the mindset of them spending 400,000 Robux thinking they were going to pretty much buy the game from me and get everything they wanted and more, and then feel entitled and feel thinking they can control me because of that. So I took it off sale because I don't want people because I'm not gonna I don't want to make new towers for people because their demands are freaking crazy. And it's 400,000 Robux. Why would you don't do that? Don't spend that. Definitely not on
141599 says, "Will you take visual tower revamps from other people?"
visual. Maybe they have to be pretty good.
Rohanong says, thanks for getting me unbanned. What made you unban me for a month 1.5 years ago?
I forgot.
Salvage asks, does Zip bully you and all the mods when you were all in staff VC?
When was that? I don't remember that.
I don't know. I don't bully you. I don't bully people. What the heck?
I think that's more like Dirt who bullies everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
dirt
definitely
bullies
Dirt.
people.
Zip says, where's the Sun Killer
Where's
Cube?
this?
Also for Von Drake, why do you like crashing?
What?
Blame
We'll
my
skip
PC for that.
that.
That was in
Cynical
question to the
says,
game night that I did.
will you replace Jolly Gatling or Egg Cannon or even Bucket for new event towers? I mean, let's be honest, who even uses them?
A lot of people use
What are you
Jolly.
talking about?
A lot of people use Egg Cannon. Egg Cannon is a
Yeah.
very good start tower.
Mm-hmm.
And
Can we have
Jolly's a good end-game tower. This range and DPS is not bad at all. It's just not. People are just lazy. They don't feel like controlling Jolly, but you can just have it shoot up a road and leave it like that.
Sismic says, can we have an estimate of when the next admin applications will take place? No. Cynical says, what is your favorite music artist?
I would say Eminem.
Deving with Emily asks, will Pool have a Paragon?
Yeah, maybe, probably not. Maybe
I want some. I want some says, what will you do when you get drafted into the Air Force when World War III begins?
drafted. I'm already in the Air Force. I can get double drafted. I'll just get deployed.
Salvage says, can he blame Von Drake for wanting to add the egg tower? Yes, we said that. Jingle says, will you sign a petition to put Cynical in a Fard chamber?
I just do it right now. He's being a little sus tonight.
Very Buzzy Sarah says, is Garrison going to be the only viable spawner tower? I personally think it feels like it's not worth 25,000 gold and a high game cost for these kind of underwhelming tanks. What are you talking about?
Gary is balling out.
What do you
Okay,
Gary
buddy.
is underwhelming. Okay.
You gotta do Sun Temple DPS. I mean, it literally has more DPS than Railgun.
Oh, but for cleanup, man, when you're like clutch, that thing, I don't know. I like Gary. Rohanong says, Little Nas X, also, what game is this server for? I have no idea what that means.
What the heck is Cube Defense? I don't know what that game is.
Salvage Unit says, okay, you said he can blame you. Infinite says, any plans to add an alarm clock in Cube Defense? Joking. Question for real now. Is there any way to get to that sky castle? Yes, there is. Okay. Also, what is the point
Some
of
of these
putting that
questions
orbital
can be.
satellite in the lobby?
So why I did that? Because I like how it kills people. That's it. It's pretty funny to watch people get exploded when they're least expected. I should add more because that's pretty funny. And if you also anybody who's been playing a while who played on the original Galactics, y'all
I remember
understand.
that. I love that.
Y'all understand why.
Okay, so I just want to ask, it's an hour and a half that we've been doing this. At what point do you want me to put a stop to questions?
Kill new questions right now.
Yeah.
And then we can
There's
ask
3
a
people
couple
typing
on
and then they can finish.
Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna. I'll just stop here. I'll just put a giant line and thing, and after that line there, no things will be answered there. So, Mr. RMR, you will get the final question.
Will casual mode override Cupocalypse, or will there be a Cupocalypse mode for casual?
Casual is going to be its own thing. There's probably going to be just 2 difficulties, like a pretty easier casual, and then one that's going to be a little bit harder.
Blue Flower Princess asks, will you ever add an upgrade hotkey to all devices? It sounds confusing, so I'll just see if it's possible.
Red Guy was trying to add like a little button for mobile players, but it's beyond my skill level, and I don't think it was worth the effort for Red Guy. So mobile players, I'm sorry, but I can't. I don't know if I can get you that upgrade hotkey. So hotkey. Xbox players and PC players have it, but I don't know what I would do for mobile.
Why did you nerf Stealth this is from Jaxie97. Why did you nerf Stealth Bomber Paragon?
When I do that, oh, it was a tad bit too strong for what it costed. Tad bit too strong. I mean, it wasn't a humongous nerf. It was just slight, maybe 50 DPS cut off of it. 50, 60. So it should have like around 200 something.
I bullied everyone else by not making them able to be talk in this channel.
All right.
Until it's over.
I think that if y'all have any other questions that y'all want me to answer, y'all can ask them in question answer, like the actual question answer, not in the YouTube channel.
Will you accept custom built tower skins if they look cool and epic?
Our skins, so the way we have skins in Cube Defense is vastly different than what you guys would think. Like if y'all built like a replica, like a physical skin of something, I can't easily add that to like whatever tower that y'all wanted to. Because those skins and Cube Defense just add color to the current parts in it. And the ones that actually add parts, they're really not added. They're just invisible on the model. They just get deleted, which is a process. So probably not.
Will Von Drake be my friend, or does he hate me and doesn't want to be my friend? From
I don't know you, so no.
Is that it?
Oh no, I was just talking to my sister. Sorry. In the future, will you release something similar to Mega Cube Investor, but like less expensive?
No. I mean, you could just buy Investor.
Moldy Austin says, "Buff Deadeye when?"
I did 2 updates ago.
Epic says, "When will Brynhilder get more forms?"
She don't need no more forms.
Sithinical says, "Are you a Chad?" Real.
I guess.
Red J asks, "What upgrade for the gun tower deals the most DPS?"
Probably Fart Rift, as it can do a couple of million damage several times rapidly.
Moldy Austin asks, "Garrison climbing over you is funny and intentional?"
Yes. Very, very funny and very intentional.
And RMR asks, "Why does Sangregor have the ability to kill a random player?" That's the last question.
Because it's funny. Gotta keep you on your toes.
There you go. That concludes all the questions.
All right, cool. So if y'all have any other questions, asking question answer, I might answer them.
Yeah.
Or somebody else will answer them for you. Or if y'all just want a recap on some of the other questions, I'll kind of may answer them. Or you just ask other people. I prefer that. I'm probably not gonna
You can probably just
respond all
throw
that well.
You can probably just throw them in question answer channel, and
Mhm.
other people eventually
Thank
get
you
over
for all the
to
great
answering
questions, guys.
Yes. I'll put some dev notes and maybe a roadmap about some of the features coming to this Halloween event, and probably a spoiler on what Paragon's coming out. That'll probably be in a week from now. Expect Prime Minigun, and Sub to probably be an actual Paragon, probably in a week or two. And the casual mode should probably come out in about a week or two as well. I think that's it. All right, thank you guys.
Hello. Oh no. Yeah, I'm not letting you guys up here, so get out
Pizza.
of here. Is there a way just to? I'm gonna end the event.
All right. The only reason Shane was there. You
Yeah,
freaking
Shane was
hothead.
out on that.